Hello and welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I will be your host today. Hello, Henny. Hi, Kristen. Hi, guys. Ooh, addiction is destructive, y'all. Did you know that? What I'm going through with this whole spending thing? Yes, goats. What this whole spending thing, when I woke up to the destruction that I had done to my body and my brain, my mind, when I went to rehab, I'm going through something similar with this whole spending thing. I feel like a fool, you know? Hey, plant freak, how are you?
Hello, hello. Having an emotional day, but I'm good.
Right on.
Yeah, I
Anything
just
you
kind of
want to
needed
talk about?
to. Well, I'm getting kind of stuck in the. Well, I can't say stuck. This is the first day that I haven't had phone calls to do. So it feels like I'm not moving anywhere and just waiting, and that's kind of sucky. And Wee Man
Yeah,
left yesterday, so it's just a lot of feels.
not good ones.
Not good ones, but at the same time, I'm reminded I need to feel them, and I've been going nonstop. So I felt them. I crocheted a whole bunch. I didn't really stop all afternoon. I was like, okay, well, crochet. And then, like, a couple minutes, be like, oh, okay, crochet.
Oh, oh.
And I need to remember that how hard it is for me right now, it's going to help somebody in the future.
Right on.
Whether it's me speaking up or programs that will come up, I just need to remember that in the future, somebody won't have to work as hard as me. And
Yeah.
that for a second, it got me like earlier, not a second, like a good half of the day. I was kind of stuck in the, well, what the heck does that do for me now? You know, like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I can't just think now. I have to think in a bigger picture because if I think now, I'll get stuck.
Henny says, hey, plant freak, perhaps the universe is moving whilst giving you a day off.
Oh, I like the way of you seeing that, Henny.
I like it too.
Yeah, I think I needed a day off too, to just kind of feel for one and
Yeah.
kind of I pushed myself not to watch any of the protest stuff. And hi.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. I'm trying to turn my thing sideways. There we
There
go.
you
Okay.
go.
All right.
So
So
I'm just oh darn it, where was I? I got distracted, squirrel.
you're not
Um,
watching any protests.
thank you. I'm doing my best not to watch any protests today, so that way I wasn't actually focusing on something else. I was focusing on what I was feeling and
Yeah.
allowing myself to feel it
Yeah.
because I think I might have been pushing it aside a bit. I might have
Yeah. Keeping
been.
yourself busy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I did the hiding in my room today, more like it, which is okay. Today, it's okay to do that every so often.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of hid in my room. And then when somebody started talking to me earlier, one of the social workers, I just started crying. And she's like, okay, let's go to the office and talk.
Really? Aw.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then that's when she was just like, today's just a bad day. You just have to remember that. Today just feels bad, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't sit in it, don't focus on it, but feel it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
to me,
having a
that's
bad
still
day,
good.
not a bad life, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And
Which
it's
does.
easier for me to see it now out of the situation, but right after Wee Man leaves, it's hard.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No pressure, but you're already helping at least one person right now. You are incredibly perseverant and motivational. You are raw. You are human. You are beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you,
Oh, that's
Mishka.
wonderful. Yeah.
No,
Beautiful.
my goodness. I'm gonna do my best not to like keep crying, apparently.
Well, I'm actually on to kind of provide a moment of levity here.
Oh,
Otherwise, I
wonderful.
wasn't going to be on. It's just kind of, yeah. Okay. Never mind. My CPAP machine broke a few days ago.
Oh,
Do you know what CPAP is?
I
It's
For
do.
for
those who
apnea.
don't, yeah, it's for sleep apnea, which means I snore like a chainsaw. with a little bit of trucker involved there. And when I say trucker, I mean like the actual truck. So last night I was sleeping without my CPAP because the seal is broken on the mouthpiece, and I only got a few hours of sleep. I've not been sleeping well since it broke, of course.
Yeah.
But I got up and came into this room, which is our spare room slash studio slash whatever, slash office and whatever. And I look over, it's like, why is the bed not made? Why is there a blanket by the bottom of the door? I woke my husband up so bad, he moved to our spare bedroom and stuck a blanket under the door so he couldn't hear me.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my word.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, if ever you're thinking how interesting your day might be, just picture my poor husband having to just stuff a blanket under the door in the spare room so he doesn't have to listen to me snore.
Oh my goodness. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, will it be hard for you to get it fixed, your machine?
Oh, the machine itself is fine. I just had to order a new mask part to go around my mouth,
Okay.
and it'll be arriving on Wednesday, so he might be
Okay.
sleeping in here for a few days.
Kristen Melinda says that's some impressive snoring.
I know. I come by it very naturally. All of my mom's side of the family snores like that. And it doesn't matter, even when I was very slender versus very large, it didn't matter the size I was.
Oh,
It
really?
just, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I started out my adulthood quite slender, in fact,
Yeah.
underweight. And now
Okay.
I am twice the woman I used to be. But yeah, no, I have snored, for years and years and years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Yeah,
You know,
I
and we
don't,
never really thought of the possibility of that actually cutting off air, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh no, like I would quit breathing because the sides of my throat just can't stay open enough for the air to push in, right? Hello.
Yeah. You know, and you just think it's just snoring, but it's so much
Yeah,
more.
it really is. It really, really is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, your mask will come in, and
Yes.
then your husband will be okay. Thank you.
Anyway, like I said, I just stopped on to add a bit of levity here. So, yes.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Kim.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Good to see
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Well, how are
How
you,
you
Miss
doing?
Christy?
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna say this, all right? If anyone here is offended by cussing, plug your ears right now. And when you're done, I'll give you a thumbs up. Okay? Y'all. Bleh. Okay. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. I am not the smartest person in the room. Okay. And when it comes to math, I can't add 6 plus 8 without using my fingers. Y'all, I'm not making that up. That is a true story. Stop. All right. So I need to do laundry. There is on-site laundry here. Okay. Only there's no laundry exchange thing. Okay. So I go to the front office and I say, I need quarters. And so they tell me these 3 different places to go to get quarters. One is Wells Fargo Bank. Wells Fargo Bank will not give me any quarters because I don't have an account with them. Okay, great. So then the next place was 7-Eleven. So I go to 7-Eleven. They won't sell me any quarters because it is not their responsibility to make sure I can do my laundry. They're not going to sell me their change. Fair enough. So then they say, well, try this other gas station down the road. So I try the other gas station down the road. Again, same response. So I go back to the office and there is this young lady behind the counter. She is probably, I don't know, 20 at best. Okay, which great. Hey, wonderful. And I say to her, I need quarters. I have to do laundry. My husband's work clothes are dirty. He's got no clean underwear when he comes home. Okay, I have to handle this situation. So how can I get quarters? Help me to figure this out. And she goes, well, I can't sell you any quarters. And I said, I understand that. Where can I go to get quarters? This young woman looks at me with all seriousness and she says, go to the laundromat, get quarters, and then you can come back and use our machine.
How do you not say, do you hear yourself?
So I very in my mind, I'm going, oh, wow. Okay. And this is in my head, right? Okay. So I'm like, don't be a bitch, Christy. Don't be a bitch. Rein her in. Rein it in. Walk it on back. Squish it down. Way down. Don't do this. You'll get kicked out of the hotel. So I'm like, so your solution is for me to go to a laundromat that's 20 minutes away to get quarters to come back to do laundry. And she goes, well, yeah. And I said, why would I not just take the laundry to the laundromat? Well, because you have a room here and we have the services. And I'm like, you do know that you get to keep those quarters, right? So like, if you got a big bucket and you put laundry on it and you emptied the quarters from the washer and the dryer into the bucket that said laundry, you could just resell those quarters. So you're not losing quarters. You're not gaining quarters, but you're not losing quarters. She goes, oh, that's an amazing idea. I think I'll bring it up at the next staff meeting. God bless America. Okay. I hope you get Employee of the Month. Actually, if that is a news flash for you, I hope you get Employee of the Year. Like, you get it for the rest of the year. They need to give you your own parking spot and call you Einstein. Okay? At this point, maybe Tesla is a more fitting thing to call you. How does this?
Oh my God.
These are the people that are going to run the country in a few years, you guys. I understand in my heart on Breakfast Club when the dude goes, well, these are the kids that are going to take care of me. And the other guy goes, no, they ain't. I feel that in my soul now. I used to resonate with Molly Ringwald. Now I'm like, I get that, dude. I get that, dude.
No.
Oh, man.
As a cursor from the old school, I've never touched something. I only bust that word out in situations like this because I don't know how else to explain it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where is this?
What planet am I on? Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Did you find
Man.
quarters?
No. So Michael's going to come home and he's going to take a bath and he's just going to have to, I don't know, I guess put on different underwear. And he would be completely mortified if he knew I was talking about this on YouTube, but he's not going to know. So, you know.
This is why you said it prior to him walking in the door. Oh, goodness.
Goodness.
Just,
Mm.
and I made sure before I left, I said, look, I'm not mad at you. I understand this is not your policies. It's not your rules. You're simply an employee. I do get it. I'm not mad at you. I'm frustrated at the situation. Please understand.
And she couldn't even resolve the situation.
I don't know what to do. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
let him wear them inside out. You know, he's so funny. Okay, you guys, like, he's not going to be home for a few minutes. He has certain ones that he sleeps in and certain ones that he wears to work. He's just going to have to wear the ones he sleeps in for a day until, we have to go out this evening anyway when we go to eat. I'll just be like, look, we need to drive 20 minutes to the truck stop, apparently, to get quarters so I can do laundry.
How have they stayed in business with laundry services?
No, I don't know. But this lady, I should bring that up at the next meeting. Oh my God, yes, do, please do. And let them give you a raise.
Take the credit. Just take all the credit.
Yes. If you need other life's problems solved, please. I'm in 105. Knock on the door. I'm old. I can help. I don't do that new math.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I mean, I thought I would be that person, you guys. I never thought I would be that person that would just be like, kids these days, my goodness, but whew, you know what? Yes, I'm going to. I got like $40 and I am just going to, like, I don't know, I'll put it in my makeup bag.
You're gonna have to go get a fanny pack just for the laundry quarters.
Yeah.
I know. And I mean, yeah. Don't you know people choose hotels based on if you can do laundry there or not? Like some people really do. That's why I talk to myself. I'm consulting the expert. Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's a good thing I shoved it way down because
It could have been bad.
I wouldn't have berated her or anything. I just would have been like, serious right now? Okay. All right. You for the win. Trophy. Hey, maybe act like somebody and quit chewing on each other.
Bet you thought you'd never say that in your life.
Yeah. These two. Oh, it's been a day. The people I've been dealing with have just been exceptional. I just want to wring their necks.
It's got to be that full moon energy still.
Gotta be. It's gotta be. It's still around. I think
something's still around.
Is
Yeah.
just, you know, so I've got another little thing to be petty about. And this is, I sort of feel a little petty about this, but I'm going to share it because it's over with now and I can share it. And feel free, you guys, I mean, be honest, laugh, tell me I'm ridiculous, whatever. But anyway, so part of the reason that I went back on the road with Michael was because laundry cards would be amazing, but they probably wouldn't be able to load those because, you know.
They would need quarters to do that.
Go to a laundromat to load it. God bless America. So anyway, okay, so this is a little petty, but I will admit, okay, I do feel really bad about the situation in some ways. So the place that we were living at belonged to Michael's cousin, okay, Alan and Diana, and they're married. And then Aunt Lil is Diana's mom, okay. So we were living there, and part of the deal was that we paid $500 a month for rent, and we could fix the place up under the pretenses that they were going to sell it to us when we were ready to have them sell it to us. So we put in beautiful new hardwood flooring. We finished a back room, painted the house, restained the deck, cleaned everything up, repaired the roof, fixed the ceiling that was falling in from the rain. The carpet had mold in it. When we got there, the whole place stunk. We had to like bleach the walls. We did all this stuff. We were there for a few years. I lived there for 3 years. I was in Kentucky for 4, lived there for 3. So last year, we decided that we had enough to do this. So we offered them an exorbitant amount of money for this place. We offered them well above what it was worth, because it was worth it to us. It was a cute little place. And they did not respond to us. For 3 days, Michael had to message them and say, are you going to sell us the house? And they said, no, we're not ready to sell yet. So at that point, I got really mad and I was like, let's leave. they've been promising us, we've done all of this work. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, it's fine. Let's just hold on. So the plan was originally we were going to have an RV. We call it a Rockstar tour bus RV motorhome when we left. But even then, we weren't going to get rid of the house. We were going to continue to pay the rent. That way we had it and we would just come back to it and use it whenever. So the 1st of February, I get the rudest phone call that I have received in my adult life from Michael's Aunt Lil. He did work on the back bedroom, and it was beautiful. He did all new hardwood flooring, and then he did a wood wall, like an accent wall, and it was just gorgeous. The carpet that was in there, most of the carpet was red. This carpet was blue. Again, it was moldy. It was like 20 plus years old. And so I got a very nasty phone call saying that I should have known better. I mean, my mother has never even spoken to me this way, that I should have known better. And I mean, just went off that we didn't have any right to do this. It wasn't our place. We were acting out of turn. They were none too happy about the improvements we made. Well, we finished, and I should say we put $5,000-$6,000 of our own money into this place. Michael did not charge him labor. He didn't charge him anything. The deal was we would just take it off the rent. Now, all of a sudden, it's a huge problem. So then she says to me, but don't tell Michael. Okay, no, that's not how this works. There are things that I don't tell him, but this is not going to be one of them. So at this point, I just got really mad. And I told him, I said, get me out of here. I'm done. Like, let's just leave. So from the day we decided, which was February 1st, until the day we left, which was February 18th, in 18 days, I got rid of 3 years worth of our life. Like, undid it all. Sold cars, got rid of furniture, everything. When we left, the house was in a million times better position than it was when we got there. The only thing was we had some trash bags on the front porch that the neighbor was going to take down to the dumpster for us because the dumpster was full. So last night, Michael, and we weren't going to say anything until after the trash bags were gone, that way, because we knew they would show up. Well, Michael gets a message last night asking if we left. And so he responded today and said, yeah, we left. They wanted us, so we did about $800 worth of work, which should have been taken off for January's rent. And we were going to pay February's rent and then the bills. And I told Michael, I was like, no, So he told them, he said, I didn't charge you for labor. Labor would have been between $10,000 and $20,000 for what I did. I only charged you for material, and I didn't charge you for all the material. And he said, so we're square. And he said, there's nothing else. So I messaged my neighbor to let her know that they would be coming because she had the keys, the mailbox keys, because she was checking the mail for us to see what was in there, in case something didn't get forwarded to my mom's house. And she messaged me back and she said, yeah, she goes, you were right. They showed up within 2 hours of you letting me know that they would be there. And do you know what? This is my petty side, you guys. You're fixing to see it. That worthless, no good, not working, suing, nasty, no good hillbilly is going to move in. Is going to move in. Yeah. So what they did was let us fix everything because it was beautiful. I'll have to post pictures so you guys can see before and afters. And wouldn't sell it to us, fixed it up. We fixed it up for him, and then he's moving in. His wife still has another year to work, so she's going to stay up there, but he's moving in because it's acceptable now.
Wow.
If I could have reached through a phone, I would have wrung his neck because he promised us he would sell us that place. And here's the thing, when we offered to buy it, okay, there's no, it's a private community on a lake. So a lot of people have slips. I didn't know what those were. Those are little places where you park your boat. And it's private. So you don't have to go to the main boat launch. You just go down this hill. Well, if you have a boat slip, it makes the land worth more money. He doesn't have a boat slip. It was a double wide trailer with like wood siding around it. We offered him almost $100,000, which is way more than what the property is worth. We were going to increase the rent payments from $500 a month to $2,000 a month, and we were going to have it paid off within 3 years. And they said no.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, but oh, thank you, Misha. So I was livid. So all of this happened before the quarter thing happened. It was my day.
Oh.
I was
Oh
like,
my
oh my
goodness.
God, I'm just so I struggle because I do like to be a forgiving person, and I do like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt. And the thing was, Michael had said all along this is what they were going to do, and I was like, no, like your whole family can't all be jerks, you know, because his mom's side of the family is horrendous. Then like surely your dad's got to be the redeeming side. No, they're just as bad. And took advantage
Oh my
and
God.
everything. And now they're gonna move in. And you know, I'm sorry, and I know this is really mean, but I hope he falls down and breaks his leg. Like on his property. He's sued a lot of the neighbors. There's like 40 neighbors. Of the 40 neighbors, I think he sued about 15 of them.
What?
Dang.
Well,
Yeah. Hey, Michael.
Hey.
oh, that is just.
Forrest Gump says that's all I have to say about that. But
Cute.
yeah. So
Just a whole bunch of It honestly has to be that full moon energy because Carol was off. How are you feeling today, Carol? I don't think I've asked yet.
A little bit better, yeah.
A little bit better. So Carol had a couple of days leading up.
Yeah, still a little bit of funk, but not like I had.
There, okay. I'm really happy to hear that because then that gives me hope that my funk is going to go away. Okay.
yeah.
I guess it's a process. I don't know.
Right. Right. Oh.
Well,
all the processes and procedures.
So he wants to know
gonna
where they were living before.
about an hour and 45 minutes away.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. I think she's just going to go say hi and then come back, and I can't believe that. Holy cow.
Some people just are just
ignorant.
You just can't even fathom that it's possible.
Yeah.
To be, you know, to have that much assholiness.
Assholiness. That's 2 words today. I love it. Hi, Cosmic.
Hey, Cosmic. Love you too. Goodness. My goodness.
I honestly, it's got to be that full moon energy because you were off. I'm off a little bit. You know, Christy's got her own stuff going on. Cosmic, everybody, and everybody and their brother's having an issue right now.
Yeah, Henny, just mean, and hateful.
Right? Oh my goodness. And of course I wake up to like an email from my lawyer, communications from my ex, and I was just like, are you kidding?
What now?
It's something he wants returned to him, but I'm arguing it because there's an identical thing there. Like it's just continual. It's just continual. And I understand now that I have more education on conjugal violence and how these individuals work. they're going to keep trying to manipulate and control and take, even when you're gone. It doesn't stop. It actually doesn't stop until they realize that they're not bothering you at all anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I truly
But
believe that when
it can turn destructive when that point comes.
oh yeah,
It
it can.
it can go sideways so fast.
And that's exactly what happened. I stopped caring and I stopped giving in, in the relationship. So what can happen outside of it now? So I have to learn some more skills to put in my toolbox to keep me calm and level-headed. And just, I was talking to the one social worker today from the Military Family Resource Center, and she's just like, we just need to figure out how to help you not let him bother you anymore. He's not going to stop. So the only thing that we can do.
The restraining order does not come into factor here?
Oh, he can't talk to me directly.
Okay.
Like there is no way he can talk to me directly without violating that.
Right.
So that's great, but it still comes through the lawyer.
Oh.
So if he says something, then it has to be passed through the lawyers. If I say something, it has to be passed through the lawyers. It's a continual back and forth.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm just like, okay, now I need to figure out how to not let it bother me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it's going to bother me.
They're working a new angle. They wore out all the other little buttons. They're looking for those new ones that they ain't found and ain't pushed yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the petty side of me starts coming out, just like we saw Christie's. The petty side of me starts coming out. It's like, oh, I should once I get a place, I should just, hope it's in the same town, invite my friend over, hope, we get seen in public together, see what happens. No, I don't even want that to happen because it's just going to be ugly. It's just going to be ugly. So now I'm just trying to figure out the ways to not it's going to bother me. No matter what, it's going to bother me, but I need to figure out how to change the mindset once it bothers.
Okay.
So instead of letting it bother me, trying to figure out the most constructive way through it instead of destructive way through it.
Yeah, because you need your head to be working, you need to be firing on all cylinders. And the whole point of it is to knock you off balance so you make a mistake.
Exactly.
You think it's not?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I promise you,
for sure.
Is.
For sure it is. For sure it is. And I'm not willing to let it keep happening. So the only thing that I can do to stop it is within me. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Damn it.
And you know what? I wish it was the other way around. I really, really do.
Yeah.
But the only way that I can stop it from bothering me is within me now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you need your head clear to be clear on.
All right, I'm going back live.
Hi, back live. How are you?
All right, I'm back. I got him up to speed. I was like, you're right. I was like, the next time I ever question anybody, I said, I will never question your judgment on anybody ever again. I'm sorry. Next time you say something, I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely a billion times right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's his own version of intuition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, who was talking about men's intuition, women's intuition, men's intuition? Well, there you go.
The other day. Yeah. Gypsy Daisy says it won't always bother you. We're talking about plant freak situation. It feels like that, but one day you will be like Teflon.
Yeah, it'll just bounce right off.
Especially where that person's concerned.
I'm trying to see it as I'm moving on to bigger, better things, right?
Right.
What Ms. D said, grasping at straws to gaslight you. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And to try to knock you off balance.
Oh, yeah.
For real.
Yeah, now that I found some balance, right?
Yeah.
Our reaction to upset is what we need to work on. Well, yeah, but I mean, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
We're human.
For the next few years, though, I feel like I need to be like Wonder Woman and like
Yeah.
literally not feel like I can feel it on the inside, you know what I mean? But on the outside, it needs to just be like, oh yeah, that just happened. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just remember the Christy and the Quarter story. Stuff it down.
Yes.
Stuff
Yes.
it way down. Just be like,
Oh
where is
my
this
goodness.
artery coming from?
The fucktardery, and we have the asshole holiness as well. Love it.
I try to really rein myself in, and not, go full on Christy on everybody. But I that was the only word that worked. I didn't
my
want to
goodness.
offend anybody or scare anybody off, but I was like,
No, you're good. You're good. When you say it, it's absolutely adorable.
especially in my face, I'm like, "Grr." But even Michael, he's like, well, really? Okay, well, all right. Guess I'm going to the laundromat tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
No. But I did drive Molly the vet today, and I did get a couple compliments. And one guy even opened the door for me and said, "Good looking woman, good looking car." And I'm like, hey. So I'm like, well, it is my husband's, but I'm driving it right now. So I guess technically ownership, right?
I love it. I love it. I didn't realize the car's name was Molly. I'm like, did we get another animal all of a sudden?
Yeah, no,
Or
I
like,
was thinking, Molly. Why do I not know that name?
right?
Why she's Molly. Okay, because it's a red Corvette. Michael loves the 80s. He loves Molly Ringwald. Molly Ringwald was a redhead. He
Redhead.
loves Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, so she's Molly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the Camaro had a theme song. Molly doesn't, but the Camaro did. So, and again, that was it was that song by the Outfield. The one that goes, I like my girls a little bit older. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me Google it.
This has got to be a guy thing, because me personally, I'm like, meh, it's a car. It's got wheels. It goes.
Stasia, all those lies he told you have not become any less important to his world currently. Whether or not you believe them still affects him. It drives them nuts when we stop sipping the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before I left the cult, I did not know why the pastor would walk in and his eyes would dart over with daggers at me, just with total disdain. And I'm like, what? And I thought, the first few times I'm like, okay, he's not looking at me, or maybe he's not thinking about me. But it kept happening, and it kept happening, and it kept happening. And I probably wasn't even aware that I was starting to like not drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But they weren't being able to hold me till 3 a.m. cleaning up after church anymore. I started saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I started donating within my means.
Good. Yes. Yes.
How dare I?
Yeah.
Right.
How dare you worry about you and not just the church, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the beginning of the end was when he said, that I was going to have to break up with this guy that I'd been seeing. And I'm sitting there thinking, you are not paying my bills.
Mm-hmm.
You're not paying my rent. You're not keeping my car running. None of that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving me a job even.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I supposed to listen to you, stupid ass?
Right. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
this is
Telling me
this
who
is
I
for
can
Cosmic,
date as a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
right? I'm saying this for Cosmic. Debbie Doodles. right. Like just because you're in a position of authority in a church or whatever it is, like in your case a cult, in your case a relationship.
That was
um
probably the beginning of the real end. There had been a
yeah,
slow decline, you
yeah.
know,
Mhm.
Well,
and,
and
I started thinking for myself again,
hmm
you know.
and they
I
can
had
see that.
Yeah.
I had given that up,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's just, you know,
Yeah.
I
So he's
Once you
probably
start
sitting there
thinking for
asking him,
yourself again,
yeah,
once you start thinking for yourself again, that's when it seems
that's
like the attitude changes really, really, really
really,
fast.
really fast. Yeah.
Yeah. And unless you submit and go back to yes, 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 that
Oh, I'm
attitude
so enthralled
continues.
with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
he lost his luster with,
Yeah.
hmm
especially with that one.
hmm
I'm
Oh,
in my 40s and he's
hmm
telling me I have to break up with the man that I'm seeing.
no,
right, right, yeah.
I'm in my
that's a bit
40s.
much.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, that woke me up. That
Yeah.
was a real wake up.
hmm hmm
I know our reaction can be destructive or constructive. I'm still working on this. I'm learning radical acceptance. It's hard and these people won't change, only our response to them easier. Yeah. Said that, done. Yeah.
Yep.
Now how will he convince himself that he is God of this world without you there to force the false reality that he has created? Yeah.
Oh, that's simple. He's already moving on and I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
so happy about that fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
You move on, you get somebody else to be thinking that. I don't need to be thinking it anymore. It did nothing good for me.
right, right.
Like, and then I
Yeah.
don't know if you heard it, Christy, but I was just like, I like my own petty is like, I should just, have my friend and I come and hope that we get seen in the same town. I'm like, no, but I don't even need that drama. I don't
No.
even need that
Right.
drama.
Yeah.
It's nice to think that, don't think that I haven't thought through some pretty macabre scenarios in my head. If you knew the things that have gone through my head, you'd be like, oh, you would see me in a whole different light. I promise. You'd be like, oh, what? Woo. But you do. Sometimes you just kind of have to
I'm
Yep.
sorry, Debbie
think
Doodles.
that
Yeah.
through.
That
Um,
sucks, Debbie Doodles. My coworker is her own circus. She likes us to be her monkeys. It's exhausting.
Mm,
that's
Golly.
no.
I'm sorry. And there's nothing worse, especially when it's a job and you're needing to be there to support yourself. And, you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
The
Yeah.
best thing I did for my relationship with my ex-husband was to stop giving into his trickery, to take back control from him. Once he realized that I didn't see him like he wanted me to, I was done.
Yeah.
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 Well, and
That,
a lot of times too, when like you can't unsee things. Once you lose
right.
that illusion of
Yeah.
what something was, whether it was a cult
Yeah.
leader or a spouse or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you cannot see it and you never see them the same again. You
Mm-mm. No,
never
you don't
do.
put the genie back in the bottle.
No.
Yeah, and it really gives you the freedom to choose a lot of things. And
Mhm.
you know, sometimes no.
Yeah.
Now
I
who
think I
does
was saying it last night. It's just changed even my perspective on people.
hmm
Yeah.
It's turned it into you better prove yourself to me before I trust you in any manner the way that I used to trust people. And then Lord Kiss Free Chris was in the chat and he goes, yeah, that first picture I sent you. I asked him for a picture saying hi Stasia with today's date on it because I needed to believe he was real.
right.
Like
Well, and you have to look out for yourself. I'll share this. When I got a message from somebody, I screenshot it, I sent it to I'm like, who is this person? Is this person okay? Do we need
yes,
to doing it
Yes.
because I was like, I'm not about to talk to you if you're no good. Now they both were fine, but you look at people. It's just like this whole situation. You just
You can't unsee it once you see it.
And every
no,
so
no.
often we forget and we go back to being that trusting person a little bit. And then we trust and it's like, well, why did you bite me in the butt? Like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah,
You
yeah,
butt
yeah.
fighter, you.
Yeah. Right?
Oh,
Oh my goodness. It's a learning process. That's all that life is, I'm
yeah.
trying to realize all of that. Pulling a Christy. It's all a learning opportunity.
It is. It's only a mistake if you don't learn, and,
Exactly.
and then you'll get another opportunity to learn it. And if you
Yes.
go through it a whole
Yay.
bunch of times, then at some point,
Woo.
the universe is gonna go, okay, you can get it now. So,
Uh,
Here's the
I mean,
situation. Please understand this time.
right?
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. You don't want fire and doom.
No.
No,
No.
that's true.
Yeah.
But and I think it makes things a little. I feel like I have Elvis hair today, like not the cool pompadour Elvis hair, but like the 1979 Elvis hair. It's just kind
It's
of
all
there.
of this theme that's come out of your ears today. That's all.
I go through, as my hair grows out, I go through various stages. So I go through like the Kevin Bacon footloose stage. I go through the Kevin Bacon trimmer stage. Now I'm going through like the Elvis stage. It's a whole stage. Then pretty soon it'll be long, gorgeous, and then we'll be into my share stage because my hair is just long and sticks straight. But it's I think when you look at life as a learning opportunity, it makes things a little more digestible. How can I learn from this? And what can I share? What kind of wisdom can I take from it? And how can I help other people with it? I know that helps me, you know.
Right on.
Yeah.
And Misha says, you know what, though? I wish to God I would have been as proactive back when I had found the strength to leave, Stasia. So much would have been different. I used to feel guilty for not trusting people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how could you though when you were treated that way? I mean, truthfully,
that's
like,
right.
when you were made to believe, as some people are, that you're not even worth the air that you breathe or the space that you occupy on this planet, it's very difficult to get
Yeah.
past that mindset. It's you don't well, like I was learning this thing. So I've been reading 12 Rules of Life by Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. It's a really good book. He uses a lot of huge words.
Mhm.
So I had to look up some words. I wasn't sure what they meant. But one of the things he talks about was how lobsters, and it did fit in. I know it's going to sound really weird, but lobsters, and how when they are dominant, when they have won a bunch of fights and stuff, they are like the top of the they get all of the lobster chicks, and they have the best places to live and eat and all of that kind of thing, right? And then if they ever lose, literally the lobster's brain dissolves and reforms as more of a victim mentality, so that lobster is less likely to stand up to other lobsters and therefore loses all of that and then starts presenting themselves differently. So they're
Mm.
physically acting different. And
Yeah.
he was talking about it in sense of like, when we stand up and we square our shoulders and we look confidently at what's going on, it changes how the world perceives us. Because when you're all kind of like hunched over, like this, the world doesn't perceive you as confident. But when you stand up and you square your shoulders, and that's why, like, sometimes if you notice people when they have to face something, they're like, and they literally square their shoulders.
Mhm.
It's like taking a breath and squaring your shoulders to face that then you start feeling more confident, and then opportunities start kind of coming your way. And I thought it was really interesting, though, that the lobster's brain dissolved, because it reminded me of people who have left abusive situations. It's
Yeah.
your brain got dissolved, and it made you
Yeah.
think of yourself in another way. And then
Yeah.
you have to, so you had your pre whatever brain, right? That was you and all of your staff and whatever you had. And then that got dissolved, and it got
Mhm.
recreated into this very malleable victim mentality, not worthy brain. And
Mhm.
then when you leave, you have to dissolve that brain, and then you have to create your brain again as to
Yeah.
who you want to be.
Yeah.
And it was very powerful for me. But I thought about it, and I thought about soldiers when they head off to war, and people in military, or people that like I've looked up to, and they just square up,
Yeah.
and head into it. And so I think, even if you're dealing with a difficult situation, even just sitting up straight and squaring up, um
Hmm.
can be, it changes your mentality, because you're not like scared and making yourself small and trying to hide. You're like,
Okay.
all right,
Bring it. Yeah.
let's go to the laundromat and get some quarters. But it is. And I seen somebody said,
Well, Henny said living is learning. I'm an old dog, and got bit recently,
oh,
but I learned another lesson.
Yeah.
Dang it. And I'm sorry, Henny. I wanted to say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That sucks. Now I live with eternal guilt for allowing my children's lives to be affected by my bad choices. With everything, start with yourself and then the kiddos. Nothing else matters, period. Otherwise.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jordan B. Peterson, respect, he's Canadian.
He's
But
not a
I have heard the lobster thing before, and I think I saw it on his YouTube channel, and it makes a ton of sense, and I didn't really connect it yet. So thank you for connecting it for me, because I heard it years ago. So it was just,
Okay.
it's been a little bit since I've heard it. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then I'm realizing that like patience is something that that might be a little bit of an issue for me. I'm too patient. I need to be a little bit less patient, and mainly with people, not so much systems, because we understand I have no patience with systems.
right.
But with people, I might just be too patient.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Well,
need to.
and maybe not even too patient, maybe just too, like I am, like just really giving people the benefit of the doubt. And even, I would say, for me, a little naive, about, there really are bad people in the world. And
Yeah.
I never truly used to believe that. I
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't either.
I
I didn't
always
either.
believed that everybody had some good.
Something good. Yeah.
And now, which is why I went running through Washington State by myself through the woods in an RV park, and thought that was a brilliant idea. I mean, like, it puts us in a lot of really dangerous situations when you kind of are that naive. And it's hard to lose a little bit of that too, because you're like, oh yeah, that person really is awful. It's not a fun thing to realize, but it's a healthy thing to realize,
Yeah.
because then you don't put yourself in those dangerous situations.
Yeah.
And I do like Jordan B. Peterson. He's got a very odd sense of humor. And so one of the things he was joking about was, he's like, lobsters are more like you, especially on your crabby days. Ha ha ha. That's exactly how he said it. And I was like, okay, that's how this goes. Then he made another joke. He's like, the next thing you know, the lobsters are, hanging out on the bad part of the ocean, under the street light, waiting for nefarious characters to show up. But he was being funny, but I was like, man, you got quite a sense of humor.
He does. He really does.
But and I know some people think of him in a certain way. And I think if you just like maybe listen to some of, and I was thinking, because the book is like 15 hours long, I've got it on Audible. So I thought maybe what I could do is like, as I get to the end of a chapter, kind of like summarize the chapter if you guys wanted, and then I could be like, hey, this is what, lesson 2 is about. Or, like I said, it's on Audible, it's 15 hours long, and you
No, I'd enjoy it. I'd enjoy hearing little summaries on it. Because me sitting down and listening to something or reading something right now is like next to impossible. So I'm reading enough documents and I'm
Right.
listening to enough people. I don't want, like, that part of my brain just shuts
Right.
down by like a certain
Right.
point of the day.
Yes. Let's see. Did somebody have, my screen is faster than this one. Let's see. Kristen, that sounds fun. Can I read along with you, Christy? Yeah, so Kristen, I got the book on Audible. And I think if you buy it, it's like $18. If you have not signed up for Audible before, you can sign up for a free trial, and you can get that. I am just now starting chapter 2, so if you want to listen to chapter 1, I think it's about an hour and a half long, and then we can start chapter 2. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll probably just do like a chapter a night or something like that, and then I take notes as I go along. So if you are into that, yeah, that would be awesome. And Awakened, I had such a naive outlook. My motto was literally, life's like a game of poker, you give everybody a certain amount of chips. Mine was not really quite like that. Like, I mean, I literally didn't think people were truly completely bad.
I
Like,
didn't either.
I really didn't.
It was not fathomable that that was
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, I do think a lot of it had my religious background, because, part of what I was taught growing up was that everybody could be saved and everybody had a redeeming quality about them. And then I met Michael, and he's like, that is not the case. And I'm like, but it is the case. And then I'm seeing all, he's like, no, not really.
Not the case at all.
Yeah, and then I kind of started seeing things in a different light, and so
Yeah.
now I'm much more careful.
Yeah.
About, and realize that there really are truly benevolent people out there.
Yeah.
That
It
really
is
are.
hard to believe, it's hard to believe that a person can completely be consumed with
Yeah.
with just the ability and the lack of compassion to destroy utterly.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I and that's why I always couldn't believe that it was a possibility, but it is. It's just,
And
yeah.
And to be clear, I think, I'm not anti-religion. I hope that everybody has some higher power in being that they believe in and put their faith in. Yeah, I'm not that, I'm just saying that's where for me it came from. And I realized, I used to really believe that. And then I've seen instances where there is absolutely, truly nothing redeemable about people. You give them the
Unfortunately,
benefit.
I have seen people that, yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing,
there's nothing there.
there's not enough redeemable there to make to even measure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And that was a hard lesson for me to learn.
Me
I mean,
too.
it hurt my
Painful.
heart. Like, it really hurt my
Painful.
heart and my soul. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, there's a
you know,
part of you that dies when
mhm,
that happens, when you've lost all innocence, all
yeah,
naivety.
Mhm.
mhm. Now I
And you,
walk around and I'm like looking for like security cameras, and I'm looking around me and I'm paying attention to everything, and it's I never
Yeah.
used to do that, you know.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, there's that, here's that,
Yeah.
here's
That
an
is
excuse
something that's been
route.
a recent thing for me. I used to be like looking over my shoulder. Is that a car I know? Is that a car I know? And now it's not that. I've moved past that. Now it's just, why are you looking at me? and I'm assessing the situation, and I'm like, I don't like you.
Right. Right. That's it exactly. You know. So,
I'm feeling cranky. There's a convenience store really close where I go and I get my smokes, and if you buy a couple packs of smokes, it's a little bit cheaper. So, I shouldn't be smoking. I get that, but it's my last thing, and I'm gonna work on it. But right now, if I can save the couple dollars on it, I'm gonna save the couple dollars on it. There is a gentleman at the store that works at the store, and he's hit on me. I don't know how many times. He's offered me his number. He's offered to take my number. I'm like, I don't know how other ways I can say no nicely. I'm trying really hard to be at least a little bit polite about this. And soon I'm just going to be, I have said no 12 times. I do not know how else to tell you no, please stop.
Right. Like that. It's a country song by Lori Morgan, but it's the line is, what part of no don't you understand?
Yes, exactly. And no should be enough. You should stop at that point.
Yes.
You should stop.
Yes.
Hey, but
yes. And I agree with Kristen. You don't have to be nice.
Yeah.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I am. And I didn't know. Let's see. Hold on. I had something here that was oh, this is one of my really good friends. I was being mad. She goes, I know you're really mad, but even when you're mad, I laugh at you.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll admit I did the same thing. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Because you see me and I'm always zen, and I'm like, what's our learning opportunity? Let's reframe this. And then I come in and I'm like, what is this totally going on in the world? I just squash it down. How is that not hilarious? How is that not the funniest thing you've seen all day? Very little fairy, literally you could just put your hand on my head and be like, back, demon, back. I'll make contact with you by just swinging and trying.
That realization, Christy, is so hard to realize too. Each time another human lost, the religion thing though, more true than I thought, actually. Still love my God, just not man. Yeah. I think that there's a whole lot of man making God in his own image thing going on. I really do.
I do. I think it's very easy to twist, to twist something around. And, unfortunately, it doesn't look good when it happens.
No, it doesn't.
There's usually a lot of abuse and neglect and mistreatment involved in it.
Yep.
And I just, like I said, I just want everybody to know, I am not, if you're a Christian or whatever, I totally 1,000% support you in it. I really hope everybody has something higher that they look to, something bigger than themselves. And I just don't ever want anybody to think it's anything like that.
No, and but I've seen too much now. I've seen too many abuses. I've seen too much now. There's no going back. There's no going back.
Right.
And I was brought up Roman Catholic, and we all know what the Roman Catholic Church is like. So God was shoved down my throat, and I believe that there's a higher power. I don't disrespect, or I don't shame or judge anybody. That's the better word. Judge anybody for what it is that they believe in. I believe that there's something. Just that exact something I'm not fully sure on right now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and Kristen, I hope you find a place that does feel right for you, and that's not free, where you can feel free to worship and be yourself.
I have found, since I've been in a cult, I have found those places, small little country church, and it's good. It was very healing for me to find that.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Misha.
Mine was nature.
Yeah. Misha,
Yeah.
epiphany. So I was always paranoid in the dope game. I used my discernment, constantly on guard, the complete opposite of my norm outside of that world. I just now realized when I was sinning.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah,
Very
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. And Kristen, that's a good way. One thing that I always did, when I was still in the church, is I would find the church that I was interested in, and I would go to their website, to their about page, where it talked about what they believed and they spelled it out. I found that to be really helpful too.
Yeah.
To see, but the online thing I think is really good. And if you're a Christian, somebody that might be really good for you to listen to would be Dr. David Jeremiah. I know he streams out. He's got a lot of stuff, and you can find him anywhere. It's not necessary. I think his church is in San Diego, but he's everywhere. And I know he's someone that a lot of people really put a lot of faith and trust in. So if you're looking for something like that, that might be something for you to look into.
Hmm.
But I hope you find it.
Yes.
I really
I do
hope you find
too,
it.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because there is something so soul affirming and rejuvenating about having, a church community that you come together and you sing the
Mhm.
hymns and
Mhm.
there is something to it. If there weren't, there
Mhm.
wouldn't be so many people interested in it. There just wouldn't.
Right.
I
Exactly.
I understand,
And I think a lot of it's the connection. I really, really do.
there you go.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of it's the
Yeah.
connection, because as soon as you said the church and people coming together, and it's like, but this is my church right here. Like this right here is my church. It's a daily event, and this is what I do religiously. Like, but so, and then that made me think it's connection. Everybody wants to be connected with somebody who's like-minded.
Yeah.
I've had more fellowship and discussion about non-organized religion online than anywhere else. My relationship with God is much closer now as well. Someday I hope to talk about this more. Me too, Misha. Hope you get
Yes.
to too. And we're always here, and yeah, and you can share anything you want to here.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
love your opinions. So yes, please always
Yeah, I do
share away.
too. I like this. Kristen, I'm spiritual. My church is anywhere I am. I like that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So very good. Very good. Well, we're at the top of the hour. Did we want to do some box breathing and meditation, or keep going?
Yeah, anybody who may still be needing a meeting for anything, put a 2 in the chat. If otherwise, put a 3, like a heart, like I'm good, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I'd love
and
to do
I'll
a
share.
meditation today.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm reading The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Right on.
You guys, another really good one is Personal Power Through Awareness. That's a really great book to read. It teaches
Right
you
on.
about your energy, other people's energy, how to cleanse, like deal with your energy, social media, all of that kind of stuff, how to process it. So if you're more into the spiritual side of things, that might be a really good one for you guys to listen to as well. I think you can pick it up on Amazon for like $15. It is not available on Audible or anywhere like that. You do have to purchase it, but it's got little like you read a chapter and then it's got little
Like worksheet kind of stuff.
yes, that's it exactly. Worksheet at the end to apply things. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Menopause brain. I'm like, the things.
Did you find the vitamins yet?
No, I mean I have to order them and get them shipped here, but I mean I don't know now if I have enough faith in that. If the woman's telling me to go to the laundromat to get quarters to come back and use their laundromat, she might be really confused about how to have something sent to her. Right now. don't know. I don't know that I want $100 worth of vitamins like being sent to somebody who can't.
That's fair.
I don't.
That's fair.
Yes. Yes.
Right on.
Wonderful. Well, let's go ahead and do a little guided meditation and kind of end on a happy positive note
Yeah.
today, maybe.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just take a big relaxing breath, get it out. Go ahead and shake it out. Roll your shoulders. Roll your head. Just get loose. All right. Go ahead and close your eyes and drop into your heart space. Whether that's putting your hand on your heart or imagining a small version of yourself going into your heart space and sitting in all of the love that you have. We're going to do 3 box breathings. Go ahead and breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Again, breathe in. Hold. And exhale. And last one, breathe in. Hold. And exhale. I want you to imagine that you are on your favorite playground as a child. You know, the one with the big metal slide and the merry-go-round and the monkey bars and the teeter-totters. I want you to just allow yourself to be that little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old you running around the playground with all of us there. First, we all run to the merry-go-round, laughing, giggling, jumping, fighting over which color of ring we want to hold on to. And the merry-go-round starts spinning around and around and around, faster and faster and faster. And you're laughing and giggling and hanging on. And you hear the laughs and the giggles of everybody else there. And you spin around faster, 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 faster. Till it feels like you're going to fly off. But you don't, because you're holding on tight, but you're just leaning back and laughing. And then the merry-go-round stops. And we all run over to the slide. And we scramble up the steep steps. And we giggle. And we feel the little butterflies in our stomach as we slide really, really fast down the tall slide. And we run around and get in line to do it again. And some of us run over to the teeter-totter. We're bouncing up and down, letting the teeter-totter smack the ground and bouncing the person that's up high, laughing and giggling and telling jokes. And now we all take a moment to get off of the playground, come over and stand in a circle with each other, smiling and laughing, giggling, out of breath. And we all take hands and we look at each other. And I want you to imagine that one person tells you a really funny joke. Imagine what silly things somebody might say to you. A seventh son type of joke if he were here. And it just makes you laugh. Because it's so silly and so simple, but it's the funniest thing. And we all look at each other. And one person passes out bubbles and popsicles. We take turns eating popsicles and blowing bubbles. And we just sit there in the sheer joy and happiness of the moment. in that we can always find something to laugh at. And when you are ready, open your eyes. I thought we could use a little childhood laughter there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Devin too.
Good stuff, Seventh Son. Good stuff.
And Ben had good jokes too. All right. Well, everybody, you guys have a great rest of your night. I am going to go on the hunt for quarters.
Oh my goodness.
And get something to eat and figure this all out. And I will see you guys back tomorrow.
Bye. Love ya.
Have a good night.
You
Bye.
too.
All right. I'm going to head out too, I think.
Right
Try
on.
and get some relaxed time in.
Right
So
on.
I love you. We'll
Love
see you
you
tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Little lighter meeting than we've had in a few days. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know. It's good to lighten things up. I liked it. It's good. And yeah, you guys, thanks for being part of it. Thank you for just, you know, I was so down when I first, you know, was starting to go on, and then I started seeing people, you know, in the chat, and it always cheers me up. It's remarkable. You guys are remarkable. I love you guys very much, and I hope to see you again next meeting. And until then, peace, y'all.